Good morning. What are we at? Thursday, July 22nd, talking stonks. Um, but should be pretty exciting today. I got up a little early, woke up with no alarm. I'm on my second cup of coffee, so hopefully I'll be a little bit more awake getting started this morning. Um, Couple things, that kind of happened with Clove, I guess, in the last couple days. So first off, they did move up their earnings date to August 11th, which to me seems pretty bullish. I know they did that last time too. The expected date they had moved up almost like a week, but also on that day last time, that's when that Hindenburg started tweeting out more stuff about their earnings call and kind of drop the price down a little bit and ruin the momentum. So we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. But I mean, in terms of what the company could possibly be saying and releasing in their earnings call and all that, the fact that they moved it up, like I said, seems pretty bullish to me. I'm excited about it. So that date's going to be August 11th. We have seen a lot of movement. Let me pull this up. So yesterday was the third green day. Let's get this 5 minute candle up. And right after the close yesterday, we saw the price go, all the way up past $9, past 9.50. We hit a high at 9.66. And then this morning, in the pre-market, we almost got up to 10, hitting 9.92, and just kind of been slowly kind of dropping back down. I wouldn't be surprised if we came down and touched this 870, 888 level just to kind of fill the gap at some point. But it also wouldn't shock me if we just started ripping this morning, because we have seen let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Where we at? I think we're ranked number one right now in Wall Street Bets chatter. At least the last I saw a tweet. This TRADYTICS app that I've been using this week, kind of getting into, but it actually has us ranked number 3 right now. So, but either way, that's behind the SPY. So basically, I kind of look at that as being ranked number 2, because the talk about the SPY, I think, is more about the direction that the market's going to go in. So with Clove being sitting here at, let me pull this up, number 2 right now, behind AMC, and like I said, I don't really count the SPY in there. So maybe it could be a good day for volume, especially after the 3 green days we've seen. Maybe we'll get some other retail interest in. We are starting to pull back up. There is a ton of open interest on the option chain right now. It's not reflected here, but yesterday we saw, a ton of volume pouring in at what, 43,000 at the $9 strike, 37,000 at the $10 strike. Um, my Let me see if I can pull it up over here just to see, because my Charles Schwab app usually updates a little bit faster. So it looks like through all that volume yesterday, we only got about an additional 4,000. Oh, there, it just updated while I'm sitting here talking about it. So it's 22,000 now, and 25,000. That's what my Schwab app is showing as well. So that's a lot of open interest, and being that we're looking to open over $9 right now, I would imagine that we're going to see a little bit of pressure coming in, buying pressure just based off the option chain. If we do see some volume today and can shoot above like 12, $13, I could really see things starting to kick off. So that's my take as far as the option chain. There is also a bunch of open interest throughout the entire chain. Not just this July 23rd expiration. So it could be a pretty interesting day. If things start moving. That's what I'm looking forward to, at least. And it looked like there was a bunch of new open interest that came pouring in on July 30th for next week as well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to kind of seeing some action this week. But again, I kind of keep saying this time and time again that if we don't get it and we kind of keep trading sideways, yeah, it gets boring. But I got long term faith in this stock. Just looking at some of the other stocks that I've been into real quick, and then we'll get back to Clove. Um, not a ton of action or news, at least from what I saw this morning. AVXL did hit a high at 22.83 in pre-market this morning, and then came back down. BNGO, nothing really going in terms of news or anything. DraftKings has been ripping. That was more in line with I think I said it on here yesterday that they're looking to get into the NFT marketplace, partnering with Tom Brady and some other people, and so this stock has been going on for a while now. I think somewhere around here is this was Monday morning. I bought in over here, and then added in here, and I did add in a little bit more. I'm done with my adding on to my DraftKings position now, but I'm looking at this as more of a long term play to run back up to the $70 level over the next maybe 3 or 4 months. Um, GameStop looked pretty promising early on yesterday. Hitting 195, and then it kind of started moving with AMC. They both started ripping early, and then just got hammered right back down. Would love to see that one pop back. I think it's coming pretty soon here for GameStop. I think all the short squeeze stocks are starting to see a little bit of momentum this week, and hopefully that'll keep pushing. We just got to see where it goes. But yeah, back to Clove. I think Clove's kind of going to be the exciting one today. I just got a feeling. And the other thing that kind of got just this morning, there was an article put out about the Clove warrants being. Let me see if I can pull this up. So basically, what a warrant is, if anyone's wondering, well, I guess first I should, because I know some of you guys probably haven't seen the article, but let me pull this up. So basically, what the article says is Clover Health Investments announces redemption of all outstanding warrants. And basically, what a warrant is almost like an options contract, right? It's a little bit different, but it works in the same way. So, um, basically the company's going to be buying back. My understanding is they'll be buying back all their stock, not buying back, exercising their warrants to, basically take on more stock. And what it looks like to me is the exercise price, where'd my mouse go, is just reading through this like 5 minutes before I jumped on the stream. It looks like an exercise price of 11.50 per share. Is what I'm reading here. Basically there's some language in here that basically the stock needed to trade at $10 per share for 20 trading days within the 30-day trading period, and if that was to happen but the price was less than $18, then the exercise price would be 11.50 per share. That's the way I'm reading it right now, and I think that that's really great news. I mean, that shows that the company itself is pretty bullish in the stock price if they're willing to pay 11.50 per share to exercise this thing. That's the way I'm reading it. But I do think it's going to be good news for the stock. And I believe it looks like they have, where did I read that at? August. They've got a little bit of time to do it by, from what I was reading through here. I can't find the date now, but it looked like it was sometime in August is what I think I read. If someone sees something different, throw it in the chat. And this is just, my take on it, just reading it, within the first, like I said, 5 minutes before I jumped on the stream. I just read through the article. All right, let me check out the chat real quick, and then we'll start talking some more about these stocks. All right, so D Worm, what's up? D Worm asked about the warrant, so we just talked about that a little bit. SRT's in the house. Says let's get some green clovers all day. Tim, what's up? Stars, what's going on? I know Stars. I think you came in here with ATOS, right? I know ATOS has been pulling back up. I'm still looking for an entry point to get back in on that one. But it has been pulling back from that kind of crash last week. So I think at some point I might be jumping back in that one too. Scotty's in the house. What's up? Let's see. I'm going to pull the SPY back up because I did want to talk about something there too. Oh, I almost banned you, SRT. Sorry. Says we always feel that after hours and pre-market gap. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. It wouldn't shock me to see that, to see us drop down and hit that. Michael, yeah, I saw that Jim Cramer article too. Jim Cramer says ditch Clover Health and buy into this healthcare stock instead. To me, that seems more bullish, right? I mean, because Jim Cramer seems like he's always either trying to chase whatever's hot for views, or at the same time he's trying to shield whatever looks like it's ready to explode. So if Jim is saying stay away from Clove, it makes me want more. Let's see. Lisa's in the house. Good morning. Good morning, Carmen. Thank you for joining. Ego, what's up? I got to hold on. Let me do something real quick. Sorry, guys. My computer's running a little slow this morning. But I did want to. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Who else is in here? We got Justin. Good morning. VN. Good morning. Thanks for joining. Okay, so Lisa says warrant news is great. Yeah, sorry. I'm just kept trying to catch up real quick. I don't know how long they have. I don't know. I think I thought I read in there it was sometime in August. Oh, August 23rd. There we go. Um, yeah, I think August 23rd might be the how long they have to do it. Um, Soft Bunnies, what's up? It says Coach of the Bay. Hopefully everyone has a safe and grateful Thursday. Yeah, absolutely. I think it's going to be a great day for Clove. I really do. Okay, I saw a couple of you guys now. I see we're putting in. Danny says August 23rd. Shrimply, what's up? Good morning. Thank you for joining. Peter, what's up? Keith, good morning. Um, Matthew says, have you heard of SPRT? I have not. I'll add that to my list, like my watch list, and kind of check it out. Good morning, though. Alexander says the Gamma Man. Yeah, I'm always looking for the Gamma squeezes. They don't work out all the time though. Peter said, did you have a chance to see the news about the warrants buyback? Yeah, you know what? Usually I like to wait until a little bit later into the stream to start talking Clove, because I know it takes people some time to get in, and I started with Clove first because I was excited. Actually, I didn't even really talk about anything else so far this morning. But yeah, I did see the news about the warrant buyback, and I think it's going to be pretty bullish for the stock. I really do. I mean, basically, a warrant is somewhat, similar to an options contract. It's giving the company or whoever holds those warrants, the opportunity to exercise them and turn them into real shares. That will increase the float. I know that's going to happen, but at the same time, for the company to do it, there'll be shares that I'm sorry, it will increase the outstanding shares because the company's shares are not part of the free float. But um, I'm interested to know, like, I know there's also the Clove W, which by the way is up like 12% right now. Last time I checked. Oh, okay. So those fell down a little bit. But Clove W at one point was up, pretty high. I think like 12% this morning. And I know that some people who hold Clove W, I think they have to wait a little bit longer. But like I said, it's similar to an options contract. Um, so the fact that the company is willing to exercise those, and from what I read this morning, looked like it was at an exercise price of 11.50 per share. Um, like I said, I think that's pretty bullish. Um, Kevin, good morning. Do you know about IMMP? I do not. I'll check that out too. Let me see. Levi says, so glad I bought Clove at 805 based on you and Tar Heel's thoughts on it. Seems like a great long play. Yeah, I mean, I do. Whether or not we kind of kick things off this morning and, really, I think we have the potential to really get moving today and this week. But even if we don't, I mean, long term, this is a triple digit stock. That's my take on it. Short term, I think this is worth $20 to $30, and that's without squeeze. I think that's what it should be trading at right now. It's just heavily manipulated. But as this stock continues to uh keep coming out with with great news, the company keeps expanding. They just did some great hires. I think that once people start seeing it more as a technology company and a healthcare company, we're going to see a lot of movement out of this thing. And definitely has squeeze potential, but even without a short squeeze, this is a great stock. That's my take on it. Dave says today could be the day the squeeze begins. Yeah, it could be. I always like to temper my expectations. I keep saying that, but it's hard not to get excited too, right? I mean, I'm pretty excited about that. Tim says, "Coach, is your giveaway is international?" I mean, I think so. I don't know if there's anything wrong with me transfer. So basically, all I'm doing, and I was really, thought it'd be a good way to kind of get people into the Clove subreddit, into the Clove Discord, build up the community. Maybe some people who aren't interested in Clove, um, you know, um, would come in and kind of play along and try to pick the day that we hit 100. And then maybe they get into the Clove Discord and start learning about the stock, and we can kind of grow this community. That was my thought, at least. And 50 shares right now, when I bought them yesterday, or I think it was the day before, cost me about $450. So somewhere around there. Yeah, when it gets to 100, it'll be worth 1,000. But I've never transferred shares to anybody else, so that might be. I don't know how difficult it's going to be to do it, but I know it's possible. For me to send shares off to someone else. So if they can go international, absolutely. For anyone who doesn't know, so basically, I put out a video, I believe yesterday, that basically I have 50 shares. If you go on to the actual video that I made and post what date you think Clove is going to hit 100. Basically, if you pick the right date, I'll send you the 50 shares. And if more than one person picks the same date, I'll just split them up, right? So if 5 people pick the same date, I'll send everybody 10. But I thought it'd be a cool promo, not only for my channel, but like I said, for the Discord, for the subreddit, for everything. So if you haven't already, go watch the video and throw your date in there. I mean, I figured it'd be pretty fun. Once the picks have to be in by August 1st, and that way after August 1st, I'm going to make a spreadsheet. And we can kind of track it on here during the live stream and just see, on any given day who has their pick in that day, and kind of just make it fun, a little pool. It was actually someone else who's usually in here watching, Amy. She was talking about it on the Discord about doing like an actual pool where we would throw in money, like everybody throws in some money and try to pick the squeeze date, but that would be considered gambling. So we ended up going this way. Target short sellers in the house, from Belgium. If anyone's unfamiliar with him, go check out his channel. He does cover Clove as well. A lot of great information on there. And also give him a follow on Twitter. While I'm at it, make sure you go follow Tar Heel Blue, his Twitter account and his YouTube channel. Some great people, Al Trades, all covering Clove. And that's how we're going to build up this community, is by going and liking all these videos, subscribing to everybody. And I don't know if anyone realizes, but when you hit the like button on a video, it gets it higher in the YouTube algorithm. And someone could be looking up another stock and all of a sudden come across this stock, and that's what we're trying to do. All right. Jason's in here. Good morning. Co-creator, good morning, man. Nice to see you. I was wondering, he says, rough night. I didn't see you in the chat. Usually you're the first one in, or one of the first, either you or Worm. Let's see. Alexander says the company can use those shares to hire talent. Absolutely. Like, I know they just, one of the new hires, I think it was Prabdeep Singh, they gave him about 250,000 shares, something like that. And then I forget the name of who it was, but one of the other executives just went in and purchased shares, which I think is also pretty bullish for the company. A lot of the execs are already given shares, but she actually went in and put in her own money to buy shares of the company. So like I said, this is a great price right now where we're sitting at. Let's see here. Jason says Neuro's heading north again. Let's check it out. I know some of you guys jumped on Neuro yesterday morning. Hopefully you made some money off it. Oh yeah, it is. It's running again. Um, that's crazy. And I know when we looked at, from what I remember yesterday, this thing had a price target of almost like $50. And it reached what about 36 where it's at right now yesterday and then fell back down. But they had an analyst rating of $50. So I don't know. I don't know anything about that stock other than you guys made some money off it yesterday. So I'm happy for you. Rich, what's up? Good morning. Let's see here. Fluffer's in the house. Good morning. Um, Lisa says, I fell asleep looking at CEMI. VN said, I wanted to join Discord late last night. It did not allow me. I wonder if they changed the link. Occasionally, I have to check. Someone had put in my YouTube comments that the link to get into the Discord was wrong, so I went and did another invite link and updated it on the video. But um, I don't know if it changes daily or what it is. All right, yeah. So Target Short Seller says, don't forget to hit the like button. Absolutely, that's kind of what I'm getting at too. Like even with these live streams, if everybody in here likes it, my understanding is it pushes it higher up in the algorithm, and then that again draws more people in, and maybe we can convert some of those people into Clove holders. Who knows? Michael, 80 viewers should equal more than 17 likes. Right on, man. Let's see. Uh, yeah, or 60 dislikes. I'm good with that too. If you don't like the channel, throw a dislike in for me. Dan, good morning. Thanks for joining us. We're getting closer to the open. We got 7 more minutes. DJ's in the house. Thanks for dropping in. I know you're always on the run, but you always come in to say what's up. I appreciate it. Um, let's see. Alexander says, I was talking to a guy in a DOTA 2 game the other day about Clove, who was in AMC. He may join us this week. I hope this shift in momentum this week is the start of a bull run. Me too. I think things might really start picking up. Uh, Co-creator says, I'm not riding that crazy neural roller coaster again. I'm just glad you made some money off it, man. All right, let's see. I think I got through the comments. I got a little caught up. I'm gonna take a look here. So we did see, like I said, Clove was starting to run up this morning, and then we saw some pullback. I did see that there was some shares borrowed against it, but right around here, around 5 a.m. I mean, we started declining around 340, but around 5 a.m. That's when we really started seeing the decline, and that lines up pretty consistent with the S&P 500 too. So it looked like the market started pulling back, and then started bouncing back again right around 6 a.m., which is, we're kind of delayed, but we're starting to bounce back too. So it may have been a total market thing as you look at, even DraftKings down here started pulling down, and GameStop seems to be doing its own thing right now. And it looks to be kind of testing that 185, which anyone who's been following GameStop, 185 seems to kind of be a major resistance level. So we broke through it yesterday and then got pushed right back down below it, and then closed right around 185. So we're getting right back up to it. I do feel like AMC and GameStop are ready to run too, but I don't know. I'm really bullish about Clove right now. Hopefully we can get back above VWAP right here before the open and start ripping. Um, Hold on. I'm getting a text message from my wife. Let me see what's going on. Oh, all right. All right. Let me see if Ortex updated at all. I looked at it earlier this morning and okay, there we go. Looks like we got a Ortex update now. So, as of this morning, we had 32 million or 32% of the free float on loan with 36 million shares on loan. And it looks like so far today, less than a million shares have been borrowed, but it's a change of 781,000 shares. That's off the data that Ortex is getting. If we look at iBorrowDesk, they're showing 1.2 million shares available, which is what, a 1.3 million difference from what they had at the end of the day yesterday. So I would imagine that, short sellers have been borrowing this stock and they're going to try to prevent this run as we got to almost $10 in pre-market this morning. And that could be why we saw these dips early on. They could have been shorting us here in pre-market. Or they could be looking to, cause some sort of dip right off the open. Be keeping an eye on that. But like I said, I mean, right now we got all the way back to what, $9.50, and $9 is a huge strike price. Going to the option chain right now, it looks like, why are we showing volume already? There we go. So this is updated numbers. This aligns with my Charles Schwab app, but 22,000 contracts in the money at $9 versus 3,000 puts. So that's a net difference of, what, 18,000 contracts, which is equivalent to 1.8 million shares. And, we're really close to expiration too. So the delta on this right now being zero point 0.7. I don't know if they've, all these are hedged. I don't think that they are yet. Maybe we'll see that at market open. And then the $10 strike is nothing to kind of, you know, 25,000 versus 1,500, so that's almost 2.5 million more shares. So as we continue to rise, if we do today, we'll start to really see some action here. And when we look across the entire options chain, sorry, co-creator, I didn't know I left you up there that long. I went away from the chat, and I still had your comment up there. All right, so yeah, so I mean, and then when we look across the entire options chain, and I don't know if this has been updated yet on TRADYTICS, but thank you again, Lisa, for turning me on to this one. But I do like how TRADYTICS updates us across the entire chain, because that's really what kind of gives us the opportunity to pop on a gamma squeeze, is what's in the entire chain. And let me see if I could pull this up real quick. I'm gonna go Clove while we're waiting for the open. These numbers might be pretty similar to what we saw yesterday, but let's see. The $9. Oh no, yeah. So this is no, this is still yesterday's data, so it hasn't updated yet. Yesterday we saw 54,000 at the $9 strike compared to 13,000. This is gonna go up today. But look at the $10 strike, 73,000 contracts versus 30,000, and then the $15 strike. So if we could really get moving this morning, I would imagine that we will see some action. And you know, let's see here. All right, we got the open. So I'd imagine if we can get moving and past like 10, 11, maybe even 12, I think 12 might be the big number. We can really kick off a gamma squeeze. Might be hard to come by, but if it happens, we can really start move. Okay, so Ego says invite link is reset at specific durations. There's an option to set a permanent link as well. Okay, I'll have to check that out. So I need to keep updating it. I'll update it every day then. Okay, SRT's giving me some YouTube knowledge. Comments on the live stream doesn't do much, but comments after it's been posted to its channel helps. Okay. All right. So after the live stream gets uploaded, then you want to see comments on the video. I don't. This is all new to me, for real. So thank you. And SRT's been helping me out a lot with the channel. I appreciate everything, man. Let's see. Obviously, comments during live stream help the stream engaging. Yeah, it does. I mean, even like, I know sometimes I end up skipping over all your guys, like some of the comments, because I just get busy and kind of get ahead of myself and everything and start looking over here, and I sometimes I can't get to them all, but I do appreciate them because sometimes when it's a little boring, especially on red days, being able to engage with you guys and talk, and that's what makes this go by quicker, and I enjoy it. I don't want to just sit here and talk the whole time. I like to kind of engage with you guys and answer questions or even learn from you as well. um, let's see. Good morning, 3:25 a.m. here and can't sleep. May as well catch the opening bell with Coach. Right on. I appreciate it. Um, all right, I'm getting behind again. Let me catch up. Christina, what's up? Good morning. Let's see. I'm still looking, still looking. Uh, okay, so I don't know. Was that Wonderland? Wonderland is from Hawaii. That's awesome. I love to visit Hawaii as much as I can. We used to, my wife and I used to always go once a year, for the Pro Bowl and just go out there and check it out. We went for maybe like 8 years straight. Then we had kids and we kind of took some time off. But recently we've been going a lot, especially like over the last year and a half. I want to say we've been over there maybe 4 or 5 times. And I still have a flight in the on the books at Hawaiian Airlines, like a refund from a we had booked. We were supposed to go in June and we couldn't. Not this June, but the June prior, we couldn't because of COVID. But we had spent, at the time, I think like $600 on the flights, and so we still have a credit that we can use, but it's only good to swap out for a flight. So once Hawaii opened back up and flights were $99, I was like, well, shit, I'm not going to use that credit. I'll save that credit for when flights get expensive again. So we went twice, and on $99 flights, and that was awesome, just to get out there, and hotels were cheaper and everything else. But I still have this credit for a flight that I need to use, I think, before March. So I might be back out there in February. We'll see how it goes. um what island are you on? Marathon, good morning. Co-creator says, is DraftKings taking a dump? I hope not. Let me see if there's any news, specific news on DraftKings. Uh, no, I mean, there's nothing really in there that I could see. But I don't really this webull. I know I keep talking about it, but like how much I enjoy trade debt or sorry, TD Ameritrade better. I feel like the news feeds better. Everything's a little bit better than Webull, but Webull is I'm starting to get used to it. But yeah, it does seem like DraftKings is starting to go down a little bit, down 1% right now, losing 54 cents on the day. So something to keep an eye on there. It also did gap up too, though. So when you see these red candles, it's really important to look at where it closed yesterday. Um, that's what where the fall's coming in at. Um, let's see here. So like for instance, we get this big red candle on Clove, but we're still positive on the day, 2.8%, because we're up on yesterday. Let me zoom in on some of these. But the S&P 500 is going down too, so that may be kind of causing this drawdown on everything. I got to get used to this too. I moved my. I know I'm always looking this way to see all the other charts, and I swapped it and moved it over here today. So just to see, because my neck's been killing me. I don't know if it's the microphone. Like ever since I put the microphone in, I've kind of been like, I feel like leaning into it and stuff, and I've been getting this little kink in my neck. So um, I have to see how that goes. See if it works out better over on this side. Um, Okay, Wonderland's from North Carolina. So I don't know if you have already, but check out Tar Heel Blue. He streams Clove in the afternoons. You won't have to get up as early for it to either. But he's in North Carolina right now. So I don't know if you've already checked him out, but okay, Oahu. Yeah, that's where we always go. I've never been to another island. Everybody always says go check out Maui, go check out here or there, but we always hit Oahu. Um, it's usually we stay either at the Hilton Hawaiian Village or the one where Dukes is at. I can't think of the name right now. Outrigger. But I've stayed at a couple different hotels. I used to coach a All-Star game out there too for JPS. I don't know if you're living in Oahu and you follow youth football. JPS does all the youth football out there, and they did this All-Star game for high school football players. And so I used to organize it and bring a team from Northern California and then a team from Southern California out there as well, to play against America, Samoa, and Hawaii. That's why I've been so much in recent years. Let's see here. Oh wow. Well, I'm glad your husband's okay, Lisa. She said, I just saw you said your husband rolled a tractor over, and so I mean, as long as he's hopefully he's all safe and everything. Okay, Stars is in Alaska. If we hit $10, Coach will stream tomorrow in a suit and act like an obnoxious. Hey, you know what? I'll do it. I swear. I won't act obnoxious, but if we hit $10 today, or how about this? If we close above $10 today, I think I have a suit that fits me still. I haven't worn a suit in a long time. But if we close, I have some suits. If we close above $10 today, I'll put on a suit for you tomorrow, SRT. Uh, let's see. Uh, all right, and we are under 9 again. And I said this at the beginning of the stream, and I know there's a lot more people in here now. But one thing that I wouldn't be shocked of, and even though I don't want to see it, but I've talked about this a lot on here, is filling the gap, right? And so we almost did just now. We closed at 888 yesterday, and we just hit 891. And it may be that we need to get down there and touch 888 before we could really take off. So something to look for. It could be it's one of those self-fulfilling prophecies where if enough traders believe in gap fills, they'll sit down here and wait for us to get down there before they start buying in. And this could also just be a short attack early and people sitting there waiting for that 888 number to start jumping back in. So but I still feel very bullish about this stock this morning. So um, so bullish that I did I got a full disclosure. I put in an order this morning to buy some $15 calls for Clove for next week. Because I think they were going for 8 cents a piece. And it looks like I got filled at what 10 cents. So those are more like lotto ticket plays. I'm not I have my long term position in Clove, but I bought some $15 calls that expire next week, July 30th, just so that if we do end up getting a nice run, be able to leverage a little bit more cash. So I just noticed it popped up. I got filled in at I think 10 cents on those $15 calls for next week. So yeah, now I'm really hoping that we get some movement. Damn it, I almost banned somebody again. I went in every time I click over on the comments, I accidentally hit the ban button. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So I mentioned this earlier in the stream, and I'll go over it again too. And I know Target short sellers mentioned it a couple times as well. But Clover Health did announce redemption of all outstanding warrants. So for anyone who's unfamiliar, so a warrant is kind of like an options contract. That basically usually will happen like pre-IPO, and it gives people an opportunity to buy into the stock and then exercise it at a later date. Just like an options contract would. I think and from what I read on the article, so it looks like Clove, the company, is going to exercise all of their outstanding warrants, which would basically give them more common shares, more Class A shares. That, I think someone even put out here in the chat, which I didn't even think about, but it's a really great speculation, is that what they could do with those shares is use them to attract more top notch executives. Like they just hired Prabdeep Singh and gave him, I think, somewhere around 200,000 shares. So by them exercising all these warrants and getting more shares on hand, yeah, it adds to the outstanding shares for the company. It doesn't affect the free float because they can't, just sell those shares into the market. So I think it's very bullish for the stock that they're going to be coming in with a bunch more shares, because it allows them to keep growing, right? And I think that was probably the most important thing. I don't remember who put it in the comments, but that can be used to lure in more top notch executives as they continue to expand. So either way, even if that's not what they're trying to do for it, I do think that it's a bullish sign for the company, for sure, that they're choosing to do this now. Um, Co-creator, great knowledge right there. He says all you need is a suit jacket. We can't see your pants. All right, so I'll put the suit jacket on. I'll lie to you guys and tell you that I have the pants on too. Um, SRT, he may not even have legs. We don't really know. Leg reveal at 5,000 subs. Let's see here. Um, with max pain at 9, I feel like we have to hold over 950 to make it not worth it for shorts. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, we definitely want to hold over 9 now, I think, at this point. And kind of, because every minute that passes now, and I know I was talking like this last week with ATOS, but it's the truth. It's just it doesn't always work out. But every minute that passes, from here on out, those 1.8 million shares for that $9 strike are going to continue to be hedged, because the delta will increase every minute that passes that we stay above 9, because we're so close to expiration being tomorrow. So that's going to start working in our favor if we can hold above here, and continue to see some buying pressure. Right now, volume already is at 9.5 million on the day, so things are looking good. Matt, what's up? Long time listener, first time comment. Let's get our running shoes on. Yeah, let's do it. Um, let's see here. D Worm, 8 million volume in the first 10 minutes. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a big day right now. Dave says bid ask spread staying wider than 1 penny at times tells me that trading is beginning to get frenzied. Yeah. So when this bid ask spread, what Dave's talking about right now, when we start seeing this get wider, that's when we really start seeing bigger movements in the stock, right? So right now we see people willing to buy it, and this is moving fast, so it's kind of hard to talk about it while it's going on. But just a second ago, we saw 914 on the bid, which means people are willing to buy for 914, but sellers are coming in at 917. So if you go in and buy a market buy, you're moving the stock up 3 cents, where usually it's a lot tighter within a penny. So the wider it gets, the higher it'll move. I mean, I've seen times where with GameStop, when it's really running, we'll see bid ask spreads of wider than $1. So every buy that comes in moves the stock up $1. And right now we're starting to see this widen on Clove. So that's all good stuff. Lisa says in TRADYTICS, look at Clove and Scanny. There's a new icon. Sell in last 5 days. Do you know what that means? I do not, and I will look at that in 1 second. Let me pull up. I'm still learning this TRADYTICS. There's so much cool stuff in here. I mean, if anybody wants to check it out, it's absolutely worth it, in my opinion. If you're looking for information on stocks, and I mean, they've got options information. They've got an AI bot that gives you trade ideas. I haven't dove 100% into it yet, but there's all kinds of YouTube videos that show you how everything works. And I did end up putting a link in the chat, or in the description of this video today, and I believe yesterday, because I really think it's worth checking out. And it's like, I think $7 for 7 days is what I'm on right now, just like a trial run. So this is what, let's see, this is what Lisa's talking about right here. And I'll try not to cover up the screen for too long, but it gives you signals. So MACD divergence, strong uptrend, and then it says sell in last 5 days. Usually you could find these. What I'm noticing is, yeah, it doesn't give us the information here. A lot of these other ones you could hover over. Like if it says relative strength, you can kind of hover over it and it'll show you what it means. I just lost Clove. But I don't see what this sell in last 5 days means. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, great, absolutely great app. And then they have a phone app version of it too that I downloaded and I was playing with. But it seems like there's a little bit less information on the phone one. Um, Alexander says increases total shares, but those shares are not part of the free float. Absolutely. Um, 114 watching now, new high. I think it might be. I don't know. I don't really. I mean, I know there's been some days where we've been above 100, but 114 might be the new high for the stream. So, all good. I'm loving it right now. Uh, Wonderland says back above 9, gonna try to crash. Good night, good morning. It's 9:40, or no, it's not. It's 3:48. My bad, my bad. You guys are 3 hours behind. Yeah, good night. Come check us out later. Hopefully, we'll be ripping when you wake back up, and then make sure you check out Tar Heel again too. He's from North Carolina. He'll be streaming live from North Carolina for Power Hour. Um, all right, let's see here. Uh, Look at co-creator dropping the knowledge. Record was 124 viewers. Right on, man. Um, co-creator's the OG mod in here. I think he was the first one, and then SRT's modded, and then today I added one more mod, Ago. I don't know if you're still in here, but I appreciate everybody's support for real. I don't even. I mean, I don't think we've had too many like shills in here, or, people kind of trolling the chat. But I know there's been some times where I've missed it, and co-creators told me later that he had to lay the band hammer on somebody. So I appreciate all the help. Um, Jason said just bought another 100 Clove thanks to Neuro. Yeah, and I mean I didn't get on Neuro, but I talked about that before. Like, one of the reasons why I always keep like my two biggest investments, GameStop and Clove, but I always play these other plays is because, it allows me to build on my other positions, right? So I could buy some calls. I threw some calls at ATOS last week and lost. But I just got into this DraftKings play, and if DraftKings ends up making me a little cash, I'm just gonna take that out and put it into the plays that I have the strongest conviction about, and still keep a little bit more money to play with. So, and because I get bored. I got like 80% of my account into Clove and GameStop, but if I had it all 100% into those two, I'd just get too bored. I got to be always looking for the next play. That's just the way my mind works. Let's see. Scotty Z dropping the clovers in the chat. Right on, Scotty. Good morning. Okay, Lisa. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about your husband. Hopefully he recovers well. He said he doesn't do timeout well. I know what you mean. I'm the same way. Whenever I get hurt, like I had my ankle hurt a while back, and I still ended up going to football practice and got a golf cart to drive around the field in because I didn't want to miss, even though the doctor said to stay in bed. So I know exactly what you're talking about. Dennis said you were looking for dark pool data a while back. Found stock grid. Yeah, I've seen that stock grid IO too. Um, who is it? Dutch Trades. I know he was live streaming for a while. I don't know if he's back yet. Um, he I know his girlfriend got COVID, and then he got COVID shortly after that, so he hasn't really been putting out videos. But I had saw he was looking at stock grid, and there was information on there about dark pool data. But I wasn't really sure how to read it and how reliable it was, just like a lot of other things. I feel like with all this stuff, as retail, we're kind of, unless you have a Bloomberg terminal, it's really hard to really know how reliable the data you're getting is. Um, but stock grid's one that I have checked out. And they do have, I'll pull that up right now just so we can kind of all take a look at it. Let's see here. So stock grid, trying to find the search bar. I don't know. I'll come back to it. But yeah, I have checked that one out. Clove volume looking good today, Kevin says. Absolutely. We're at 11 million right now. We are up on the day. We're green. I know we're not as high as we were in pre-market, but we're trending in the right direction. I'd really like to see us get above VWAP and kind of hold that, and then start moving higher. But, anything above 9 right now, I think is positive. Jason says, need to keep a stack of dry powder handy. Absolutely. Um, did you see the speculation on AMC that hedge funds let it jump 25% just to hammer it again? Could they be doing that with Clove? Dangerous game to play if so. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think a lot of this is speculation, even what I'm saying sometimes, but I always say like when I'm speculating, right? But basically, um, because no one really knows because we don't have the data to see real time unless we got a Bloomberg terminal, like I said, and those things cost $2,000 a month. But I could see that where they possibly will let it run a little, let people get their hopes up, and then come down and hammer it back down just to kind of crush everybody's hopes at the same time. But they can only play these games for so long, right? I mean, as people continue to buy and hold and don't get shook by these short attacks. Eventually, they have to buy the shares back because it costs them to hold the borrow position. It doesn't cost us anything to hold the stock. I think the post that you're talking about that I read was more like, don't buy those weekly option contracts because what they're trying to do is get you to jump in and think that it's going to explode today. And then, basically they're just collecting your premiums. And I agree with that 100%, even though, like I said, occasionally I will, but like today, because I'm kind of hyped up on Clove, and I think that we do have an opportunity to run. I went in and bought weeklies for next week, just because if it doesn't happen this week, I still have a little bit of time. But still, I mean, anything you do with options is risky. And obviously, like I said, when I throw in these kind of lotto ticket type plays, I try to keep it as minimal as possible, right? Like I have my major position, I've got my shares, I've got my leaps that don't expire until 2023. And then if to me there seems like there's a potential for a big pop, I'll throw a couple $100 at it. Which I don't think is making a huge difference giving the hedge funds a couple $100 if that's really the game they're playing. But when it works and you hit one of those squeezes, I keep saying this, but you could turn a couple $100 into 10 grand or somewhere around there. So it to me the risk reward's there, and that's why like today I went in and grabbed some Clove $15 strikes at what 10 cents a piece, so $10 a contract, and it's like it's just a way to kind of really capitalize if we do get the big run. Pablo says the warrant news is a serious bummer. I don't think so, Pablo. I mean, if you want to, I mean, I could be wrong, right? But the way I'm reading it, the company's willing to go in and exercise those warrants. Otherwise, I mean, I know they don't have to exercise them now, but that just means that, they're going to expire at some point if they don't. But for them to go in and exercise the warrants just gives them more shares on hand that they can kind of do stuff with. And I mean, this is a long-term growth play, this Clove for the company too. I mean, they're just in the beginning stages of what they have the ability to do and the growth that they can see. And, bringing in those shares gives them a lot more options. So to me, I see it as a bullish sign. Um, Co-creator says there's always the possibility that hedge funds are up to no good. Absolutely. I mean, that's basically, I wouldn't put any of the speculation that people put out there. Um, I wouldn't put it past them. Uh, Dennis says click on SPY to allow you to change the Clove. Okay, let me go back over to it. There we go. So yeah, I'll pull that up in 1 second. But I did see that Tar Heels in here, so I want to address that real quick because I did see that he says amazing talk last night. So anybody who missed it, on the Discord yesterday, they had a roundtable chat discussion, and it was pretty cool. So I had football practice, so I missed most of it. But on the drive home, I did turn it on and listened in. And I don't know how long you guys went, but it must have been a couple hours because I think I got on at about 6:30, and that was an hour and a half in. And sounded like what I heard. Sounded like some really good discussion, really good insight. I meant to ask if there was going to be a repeat, like a replay of it. I think that would be cool. I think a lot of people would be interested in it. I don't know if that's possible. I was going to hit up Jay about that and see if that's something. Unless Tar Heel, if you already know the answer to that, please throw it in the chat because I know some people would probably be really interested in hearing a repeat of it. Let's see. Got to go grab some coffee. Yeah, thank you for stopping in, man. I really appreciate it. I don't know if you were in here earlier, but we had somebody on that was in Hawaii that was actually originally from North Carolina. So I was trying to tell him to go check you out tonight after he woke back up. Those in the house, right on. Thank you for joining us again. Crushing hopes is expensive. Hold is cheap. Absolutely. Let's see. I'm just trying to catch back up. Yeah, Rabbit says last close squeeze I turned 300 into 7,500 from call options. Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm saying. I mean, you can't go YOLO into call options because a lot of times they don't happen, right? But there's been probably, I'd say with Clove specifically, including today, this was probably the sixth time that I've gone in with like short-term options, and every time I've probably thrown about $200 to $300 into it. So if you kind of factor that in, altogether, I've probably thrown about $1,800 at short-term Clove plays and options. One of them hit. That was back on June 8th, and I think on June 8th, I think I cashed out just those options contracts that I had gone in with for like 15K. So if you look at the grand scheme of things, yeah, $1,800 got burned, but 15K in the positive direction. To me, the risk reward's there. You just got to have the mindset that I'm not going to go all in on this. I'm just going to throw a little bit of money at each play, and then when one hits, it pays off huge. And that's kind of always been my mindset with those lotto ticket type plays. That's what I like to call them, right? You're not going to go down and buy $10,000 worth of lotto tickets, but you'll throw maybe $3 or $4 at it, and knowing that the likelihood is slim. But I will say this, with these type of plays, when you get these gamma squeeze setups and that sort of stuff, your probability is a lot higher than winning the lotto, even though I call them lotto tickets. Tar Heel says Warren is good news. Yeah, I agree, man. Oh, I got you, Pablo. Not if you own warrants. I feel you. Yeah. So for anyone who's unfamiliar, so like those Clove W, you can buy those warrants as well. you know, you could, instead of owning the actual shares of the stock, you can actually purchase those warrants. And I think that they expire in, is it 2023 or 2025? I'm not sure. But then basically, you know, it gives you the opportunity to purchase shares later down the road. And I mean, as a long term play though, with warrants, I mean, shit, this company's gonna be worth way more than that down the road. So I think you're still good. Um, yeah, if you can think of a scam, the hedge fund already knows about it. Absolutely. Tar Heel says, I'll jump on for a sec if you want to talk warrants. Yeah, I'm down. Let me turn on my interview mode. I don't know if it is. Go ahead. I just, sorry, I might have saw this late, but jump in, Tar Heel, if you're available. I don't know if he might have left already. Um, let's see. I'm trying to catch up with the chat right now. I'm skipping over a lot of stuff because I don't know. I don't even know how long ago Tar Heel said it. Let me text him. All right, I sent him a text. Yeah, I got a key. Oh, there he is. He's coming in right now. All right. Yeah, the mic thing's doing it again, man. I don't know if you want to just unplug it and go with your computer. For some reason, whenever Tar Heel comes on here, our microphones don't sync up. Um,
I just switched the mic. Is that working?
yep, you sound good now. All
All
right, go
right.
ahead, man.
We're gonna have to
If
figure
you
that
want to
out.
address the warrant thing, I greatly
Yeah.
appreciate it.
So redeeming warrants is just removing people's ability to exercise those warrants, right? So that this is a very, very strong thing. Fisker did this a little while ago, but this signals a strong financial position and a positive outlook. So the expiration on those is 2026. Yeah, it sucks for people who bought them, but you know who else owns warrants? Shamath Palihapitiya. He bought 10,900,333 at a price of $1.50. They started vesting in 2018 at 20%. So chances are he's already exercised a bunch of those and cashed in on some of them. But this is a strong play. This is actually removing Class A potential for Class A stock. So it's a non-dilutive event.
Okay.
Um, I wasn't listening to what you guys were saying earlier about, the company doing something with those shares kind of thing. But no, this absolutely reduces the amount of shares. And I'm going to make a video later, but I just don't want to get anything wrong right now. But there's upwards of, it looks like they're going to get rid of public warrants and private warrants. And there's, let's see here. Public warrants, there's about 28 million, and then private warrants, there's 11 million, and there's also Shamath's 11 million warrants as well. So, probably some of these have obviously been exercised already, and there's some of the, like Clove W still trading out there. So I don't know what's going on with those, but
It looked like it tanked, so it was up 12% this morning until that news dropped, and then it ended
yeah,
up being down.
because
Um,
like you said, it's like an out of the money option right now, call option. You're not going to buy an $11.50 strike for $2.50. You're paying. I haven't had coffee yet, so bear with me. But you're paying $14 for the share price, right? You might as well just buy a share at that point. So
yeah,
those people, they have 30 days to exercise. So everybody holding a Clove W warrant right now is really hoping that the price of the share price goes over. If we're sitting at 250 on Clove W right now, they're hoping that the price goes over $14 in the next 30 days so they can exercise.
Got you, because
But
it's gonna be 11.50 to exercise plus whatever the warrant is, right?
right.
So if the stock is at, you know, $20, then and the warrant price is at $3, you're exercising basically for 14.50, and you're making a difference of 5.50, something like that, right?
Yeah,
Is that
Pablo
what you're
saying
saying?
Yeah, Pablo's saying you can't exercise, only the company can. I'm not sure about that. The company is redeeming though. They're not exercising. Exercising is you're actually like creating a share. They're redeeming. They're getting rid of shares.
Okay, see,
In
so I
that
read that wrong too. I mean, I glanced over that article like 5 minutes before we got on the stream. I was like, oh shit, what's this news? And I kind of like looked through it. So I read it as though they were like exercising them, you know, in that way. And that's why when we were someone else had mentioned in the chat, which sounded pretty positive to me. It was like, well, shit, if they're gonna be basically taking on more shares, the company is. They can use those shares to basically lure in more, you know, top-notch executives, like how they just gave Prabdeep Singh about 250,000. So I'm like, oh man, that sounds good. But you know, I mean, I don't know. So if they're redeeming, you're basically saying they're taking those off the table, and you know, which is basically going to eliminate the outstanding shares from going
Yes,
higher.
yes,
Okay.
yes. That is, I mean, listen, I always put a disclaimer and say I'm not 100% on anything ever, but I've done some research on like Fisker when they did that. I'll see if I can pull up the article, but yeah, everything I've read said that that's essentially taking shares out of play because they don't need that capital now. You know, they issue those warrants to bring in capital, so they don't need it.
Yep.
Um,
Nah. Hold on. I wanna address something real quick. I just want to pull this up because this dude actually responded or went on one of my videos the other day and said something too. So I might as well. I'm glad you're coming in here. I appreciate the views, man. If you want to hit a dislike and give me some you know, some love on the YouTube algorithm, I appreciate it. But to address what you're saying, because you said this on my video too the other day, and that I only talk about short squeezes, which don't happen. You're obviously not watching my videos, okay? So like with Clove, I've talked about the long-term growth of this company, regardless of whether we short squeeze or not. And with ATOS, I absolutely said in the very first 10 seconds of the video that it was a high risk, high reward play, and it may not pan out. So go ahead and look through my channel. You know, I'm glad you're joining me, but you're absolutely wrong in me being a pumper. So, but I do appreciate you coming in here and checking us out. All right, go ahead, man. I like to when people want to come in and troll, I like to
yeah,
address it if they're you know
yeah,
when they're lying. If someone's just coming in and talking shit, you know,
right.
go ahead and ban them. But when someone comes in and like is trying to spread lies about something, to me, that at that point I want to address it. You know,
Yeah,
um,
I just ignore them. But
yeah,
yeah, it's all good.
but it just drives me crazy. Like how do you know? Because like I said, the dude went in and commented on like two of my videos, I think last night or something, and it's
It's
like,
nice. Yeah,
all right,
but
um,
yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that because I've always been under the assumption that it does not allow them to exercise anymore. In a sense, removes those from that the ability to be exercised. You want to throw me in the green room? I'll do a little bit of research on it and I'll hang out for a couple minutes.
yeah, it's all good. Let me see. I will. Let me see here. So how do I do that? Assign. Return to green room. And then how do I let me see. Sorry, I'm still learning how to use this software. There we go. Um nope, we didn't want that. There we go. All right. So Tar Heel, you're on mute now. So I don't know how you're gonna let me know you want to come back in. Maybe shoot me a text. Um, all right. Here we go. Fluffer says you don't need to. I know I don't, but I just, you know, it's like that dude. I recognize that he came on a video the other day, and it's like, It's almost like, so to me, I mean, you guys let me know what you think, because I know a lot of you guys come in here and it's like, I tried to, when I did the ATOS thing, it didn't work out. And I've also done, like there's been times where I've mentioned like, okay, here's an opportunity for a gamma squeeze and clove. But I think maybe I need to do a better job, at least for you guys who are watching, that like, this isn't a play that you want to like go YOLO into, but I'm pointing out the potential. Because like I just talked about right before that dude came in here, I've played six gamma squeezes now on Clove, including the one that I just played today. So basically five before today's one, and one of them paid off, and I made like 15 grand off it. And if you count up the totals of what I've lost about maybe 1,000. So I mean, shit, I'll take those odds any day because I'm up on the gamma squeeze plays just on Clove. So I like to point those out in case anybody else wants to, but maybe I should do a better job of explaining at the beginning of the videos, like, hey, this isn't something you want to go YOLO into, because it's, but I do, because then it makes me feel bad if someone's misinterpreting what I'm saying. Like that ATOS play, I tried to start the video off like, hey, this is very high risk, just maybe throw in a little bit of money into it. But um, because those type of plays don't always work out, but when they do, they pay off pretty big. So I feel like it's a good contribution to throw that out there to let people know, like, hey, this is a good time to maybe throw in some FDs. But you guys let me know. If you'd rather me not point out the gamma squeeze potential, I won't. Anyways, all right, Christina agrees with what Tar Heel said. It removes the stock from availability. Well, that's even better. All right. Clove leaves no gap unturned. Ever mind the gaps. Coach, I might have to. I know Tar Heel is making some shirts. I might have to make a mind the gap shirt. But yeah, we looks like we just finally filled that gap from yesterday. So we've finally got down to right around yesterday's close, and maybe this is now when we get to start turning things around. Dav, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Let's see here. Gap feels like a sliver under your fingernail. Uh, let's see here. Dave says gap is now filled. Um, Christina Tar Heel, if you can hear us, Christina says get some White Claw in you, and you can address those. Uh, oh, you can address those who want to act up. I thought you were saying he needs some White Claw before he can start talking about warrants. Um, Tar Heel, it's like his fuel. He needs to get some White Claws in him before he can start thinking straight. All right. So, anyways, let's look around the markets real quick. GameStop is heading south again. Man, it just does not want to help my portfolio out. Luckily, I got Clove still keeping me green a little bit. And whoa, what's this? AVXL? Let me check this out. Well, for some reason, my AVXL contracts are up today, but the stock is not. Let me just check some of these other plays that I'm in. BNGO right now, also down on the day. And DraftKings looks like it's bouncing back right now, down 17 cents on the day. It did hit a low of 48.13. It's now at 48.70, so down roughly 20 cents on the day. And I think that's all I'm into right now. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see what AMC's doing. Is it kind of trending with? Yeah. So it looks like AMC and GameStop are still getting hit pretty hard. AMC trading at 38.69, GameStop at 179.68. So just looking around the rest of the market, BlackBerry also back down, so it looks like a lot of these memes are getting shot back down after having some big days the last couple days. I know BlackBerry popped a little bit yesterday. Um, all right, let's see here. D Worm says Tar Heel did great on Discord last night. Uh, yeah, I listened. I listened for a little bit. I still at Tar Heel. I know you're listening. You can hear us right now too. When you come back on, let us know if that's going to be where we can actually go back and re-listen. If anyone, anyone who missed it, myself included. Um, I prefer White Clove. Yeah. Um, Fluffer says Tar Heel has me wanting to try White Claw. I think tomorrow will be the day. You know what? So I really I like White Claw a lot. So I know I've mentioned this on a stream before, but basically, about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years now, I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease, and I had to change my diet and figure out like what was bothering me. And beer was something that I figured out that I just couldn't do anymore. And so at the time, my wife had already been drinking Trulies for about a year, and maybe longer. But so I started drinking Trulies, and and then one of my buddies turned me on to White Claw, and I like them better than Trulies. My wife doesn't; she hates them. She's more into Trulies. But so yeah, I just drink the seltzers now. They don't bother my stomach, and so. But I don't hate. I drink any people bring over those Kona seltzers to my house sometimes. I'll drink those. I'll drink White Claws. I'll drink Truly. I hate the Truly iced teas. Um, the Truly lemonades are starting to grow on me, but yeah, I'm not okay. Tar Heel's coming back in. He just texted me, but yeah, you got to try some White Claws. They're not bad. And actually, my neighbor last night had this Jack Daniel's seltzer. It was pretty good too. I might even start checking those out, but I haven't seen them in any stores anywhere, but they were pretty good. Okay, it says malt liquor's bad, bad, bad. Um, White Claw's worse than even beer. Yeah, I don't know. It's something about beer though that it messes my stomach up. It doesn't agree with me. All right, let me see if I can get White Claw. Let me see if I can get Tar Heel back in. Let's see here. Uh,
Uh,
White Clove
Somebody
hard
made that.
seltzer. I don't know if anyone
Yeah,
can you guys see that? It's pretty small over there, but that's dope. I think that needs to be another
yeah,
Tar Heel blue T-shirt.
yeah. It'll be on the merch store soon. Yeah, I think Infrec made that. But yeah, we're gonna have all sorts of gear. I found okay, so we were both kind of right and both kind of wrong, in my opinion. So it says that like Fisker did this, and and basically it says holders exercising warrants will pay the exercise price by surrendering 0.5046 of the common stock share the holder would have been entitled to receive. Now that was Fisker, but if we go to the S1 prospectus, it says that public warrants, let's see here, pursuant to this redemption feature, redeem the public warrants at a redemption price of 0.298 Class A common stock, and then private warrants. It looks like no, never mind. In no event will the warrants be exercisable in connection with this redemption feature for more than 0.361 Class A ordinary shares per warrant. So that's what it meant by the Fisker thing. Let me see if I can read it off to you. It Fisker's election to redeem warrants on a cashless basis meaningfully limits dilution to existing shareholders and is simpler and less burdensome to warrant holders. So it doesn't sound like to you that, yeah, they're going to be redeemed, but for far less than 1-to-1 per share.
Yeah, I did. So I kind of saw that in there. It was said something like 0.36, right? Is that I could be wrong on the exact amount, but I saw something like
Yeah, for no more than 0.361, but it says, for example, if the average last reported sale price of our Class A common stock for the 10 trading days ending on the third trading day prior to the date, this is a lot for having no coffee, on which the notice of redemption is sent to the holders of the public warrants is $13.50 per share. At such time, there are 38 months until the expiration of public warrants. And it just goes on to say, pursuant to this redemption feature, redeem the public warrants at a redemption price of 0.298. So
I feel like we should get Pablo on here right now. Pablo's got all kinds of information coming in here on the.
yeah.
I don't know if,
Yeah.
if Pablo wants to jump on the stream. I'll because I feel like, I mean, like I said, I'm always down to learn. And if people, I don't know as much about the warrants as other people. So I mean, shit. Um, he's saying it all depends on the trading price. That's only if the price is trading below 18. Um,
No, if it was trading below 18, they were talking about removing private warrants.
And then Andrew says one Clove warrant is less than or equal to 0.361 Clove. So basically, yeah. So
Right.
they're
Right.
so no, it's starting to make sense though. I mean, but to me, like I said, I mean, in terms of the company, I mean, it does seem like, from what we're hearing, it kind of sucks if you're holding Clove warrants, and you can obviously tell at the same time too they're down 30% right now. Um, so but I mean, from a company standpoint, it seems to me like they're increasing their shares, correct?
Uh, yeah, but far less dilutive than it would be if they were actually able to be exercised.
Got you. Okay.
But that $18 thing with Pablo, I would ask what he's talking about there, because the only thing I saw with $18 was if it's below $18, I mean, you can read it um, in the actual SEC filing that they came out with today. It says since the price has traded above $10 for 20 trading days and it's actually below 18, then the private warrants are actually going to be redeemed as well.
Yeah, I figured, you know what, like once we hop off the stream, I'll do
Yeah.
some more research, and I'm sure,
Yeah.
if it's between you, me, I'll trade, somebody will end up,
I know, right?
really being able to kind of lay out exactly what's going on.
Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, man. I just wanted to see if I could jump in and help out real quick. But
No,
I'll let you have a good rest of the show.
oh, that's all good. I appreciate it. Hey, and so for anybody in here right now that's unfamiliar, so Tar Heel Blue, he live streams every day, Power Hour, and he also does Stock Tales on Friday. Go check out his YouTube channel. Go give him a follow. Great
Yeah.
dude, very knowledgeable.
Don't always
Big,
get everything right, but I
yeah,
appreciate it.
big part of the Clove movement, and really, I appreciate you taking the time to come in here. I really do. Thank
Yeah,
you.
man,
I
for
could tell.
sure.
Look, I saved this one too while you were talking earlier, just so I could throw it up here. Let me see.
What's that?
Cokiator says Tar Heel
I
looks sleepy.
I took a
Uh,
I took a melatonin, man, and I've been up for a while. Yeah, it takes me a while in the mornings. That's why Coach is better to hang out with in the mornings. I promise.
well, and you know what I noticed too, or I'm just starting to notice. Like, I mean, I never rewatch my streams or anything like that, but like yesterday, I was dragging, and I woke up late. This morning, I woke up at 4 just with no alarm clock and everything, and I had two cups of coffee before I even came on, and it makes a
Mm.
huge difference. So
Yeah,
yeah, hey Pablo, you know what? I'm gonna put my email in the chat real quick. If you want to send me some stuff, I
I
would.
hope he comes on. I'm gonna take my headphones. I'm gonna go grab some Dunkin' Donuts. But I hope he comes on. You guys can rap about it for a minute.
Oh, you know what?
But
Before you leave though, man.
yeah,
So that Discord chat last night, do you know if that's gonna be like replayable or where anyone could like listen in later or anything like that? Was it recorded?
I haven't heard anything. They were talking about trying to stream it next time through YouTube somehow.
Okay. I'm
But
gonna.
I have not heard anything. I would doubt that it was recorded
Okay. That
at
would be
this point.
cool though in the future. Like even if, because I mean, shit, even if there was like a recording and it could be
Yeah,
replayed, later. Because I know a lot of people missed it, myself included. I only caught like
right.
part of it, but to
Yeah,
have those kind of like But I don't know. Then some of the people that jumped on the voice chat, maybe they don't want it. I don't know. But
Right.
it would be cool. I'm gonna ask Jay later on in the
I was gonna say
Discord.
Jaywalk's gonna be your bet. Hey, I wanted to tell you too. Did I think blah blah booted you on accident last night? That wasn't me.
Oh, booted me out of the chat.
Yeah, he said I think I booted Coach on accident because at the same time I was like texting you trying to get you in,
Oh
and
no,
then
he didn't. I joined.
okay,
I turned the app off. So I was like cooking, and then my kids came in, and I wasn't sure. I've never done that thing on Discord. So I was like, shit, is my
right.
mic on right now? Could people hear me?
Oh,
And then my
dude,
kids started talking, so I just like exited the
they
app.
uh they they threw me to the wolves last night because I've never been on any of that stuff before, and they're sitting there like being like, oh, just bring so and so into the room, take them out of the room, put their mic on. I'm like, I asked y'all like 12 hours ago if we could do a dry run, but no, nobody wants to do a dry run. So,
Yeah. You learn on the fly. You know
oh
what I mean?
man, I just hope I didn't screw it up too bad. So I hope everybody had a good time and whatever.
Was
But
Scotty on there last night?
oh yeah, he spoke.
Okay, man, I
Yeah,
missed it. All right, he just
Scotty
said he was
Scotty
trying.
kicked it. Scotty kicked it off like any good party.
Okay,
All right,
man. All
I'm gonna
right,
go. You guys have a good time.
all right,
I'll
bro.
talk to you later, Coach.
I'll be listening later on. I'll be on there for
Sounds
sure.
good.
I'll probably be doing something, making the kids lunch or something with my headphones in. But I'll be listening. Accidentally banning people when I fat thumb on my iPhone. But
All right, be
all
good. Be
right,
good. I'll
man.
see you
All
later.
right, thank you again.
Yeah, man.
All right, let me see here. Badass Dad's Cast says great clip from JRE about the effects of coffee. I think everyone should check it out. It will make you love coffee even more. What's JRE? I'm not even sure. Fluffer says we read. Yeah, I know, but we did come down and touch that bottom here, and what I'm starting to notice is it's like I hold it down for the dips, right, and then as soon as I sign off, that's when things start taking off. So, I'd expect us to go green in about 32 minutes. Let's see here. And then Pablo, I don't know if you noticed, I put my email in the chat. If you can send me whatever information you have, I'll read into it. Maybe me and you, I'll even get on the phone with you after the stream. You want to break it down for me, and then I'll throw out a video and kind of explain it to everybody else. One of the things I think I am good at is once I learn something and have it down, is simplifying it and kind of explaining it. So yeah, if you want to chop it up later, shoot me an email and we'll figure that out. Um, Dan says it was great, so it sounds like Dan was in there too. Scotty says THB was kind of running the show. He did great. I hope he's still listening. D Worm says Discord can confuse. Yeah, I'm still learning Discord too. Like even yesterday when I was trying to get on and listen, and then it was like I was hitting into like the main chat, but I was still able to listen, and then I lost the voice chat, and I kept jumping back and forth. But I'm still learning Discord myself. Um, oh, okay, yeah, Joe Rogan. Yeah, I was like JRE. What are you talking about? But okay, there we go. All right. Pablo says grabbing some screenshots from the S1. All right, right on. Um, Co-creator says to take a look at the Clove 4 hour. Let's look at that. Oh, why am I clicking on DraftKings? Oh, we could look at the DraftKings too while we're at it. All right, there we go. Clove 4 hour. Let's pull it up. Yeah, we kind of here. You know what? I'm gonna pull this up on the big chart just so we could look. I know co-creator likes to look. He likes when we get one stock up here. So yeah, we could even check out these pivot points too. I still have the 5 minute up. Um, kind of see, but really, what I think we're doing is just kind of filling that gap. It seems like we're holding resistance here. Um, but I'm gonna pull up this 4 hour for you as well. Take off the extended. I don't know why with webull, every time I change my time frames, it kind of checks things out. Yeah, if you look at the 4 hour, I mean, we still are trending up, and it doesn't look nearly as bad. We're still green on the MACD. We're starting to curl down on the RSI, but we still haven't hit into that bullish territory for the RSI. Usually you want to be above 50, and right now we're trading at about 43. So, um, we're this is which to me is still pretty positive, right? Because once you get up here in the 70s or up here in the RSI, that's when you start seeing things come falling back down. So to be getting the price action we have been with non-bullish RSI tells me there's still a lot of room for growth in here right now. I almost banned somebody again. Doc Tampa's in the house. What's up, Doc? Um, let's see here. I'll throw that up there. Good morning, Coach B Stock, Scotty D Worm, Tar Heel Blue, and co-creator, and all the other Clove gang and Clove community members. Right on. Thanks for joining, Doc. I appreciate the support. Um, let's see. Marathon says, yeah, the markets like to fill gaps. Yeah, I really, it's like even if people are bullish on a stock, and this is why I always say it's like a self fulfilling prophecy. It's like you might have a ton of buyers that are willing to come in and buy Clove and want to, but they see this gap and I'll explain that for some people who maybe don't understand what I'm saying, but we ended the day here yesterday. This is a daily view, and we started the day up here. So everything in between here was a gap at the time. So if this stock would have continued to roll upwards, there would have been a big gap here. So usually what happens is, and you can see we filled the gap perfectly. We're right there at this gap fill right now. So my expectation is now that we filled it, we'll probably start to continue upwards. But a lot of times, like I said, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy because you get people that are going to wait for the gap to get filled before they buy in because they believe in the theory that gaps need to be filled. So now we might start seeing some more buying pressure coming in, hopefully. But then you also have short sellers who are going to look for that to manipulate the stock, right? The gap's already going to get filled, and now that we get down to this level, they're going to start hammering it. Just to look at Ortex data, it's showing that some shares have been returned today. iBorrowDesk, on the other hand, is still showing a net of shares borrowed. Okay, I'm looking at the difference between here, 2.5 million yesterday to 1.1 million available today. That's a net difference of 1.4 million. Um, you know what? While we're at it, I want to see if Max Payne updated with today's new option interest. Yesterday, I think it was showing $9, and today it's still showing $9, being that Max Payne strike. So that's where market makers are going to try to pin us at. Um, and looks like they're succeeding right now, but we were able to break above it yesterday. And I think in the grand scheme of things, right? Like if you zoom out, and yeah, we're down 1% on the day, but we were down here at 792 a couple days ago, and we have been working our way up. Um, but I still have faith that we're going to be able to turn this around and get back above VWAP at least once today, and hopefully create a run. So let's see what happens. These early morning dips, we're used to them. It's a great opportunity to buy. I don't think that this stock's going to see like $8 again. I could be absolutely wrong. That could be my homer opinion of it because I'm so bullish on the stock. But I think that $8 was a thing of the past. Like touching that $8 and below mark, and I may be jinxing it right now, and we go down and tap it right now. We'll see what happens. Um, let's see here. Oh, Stock Scanner's in the house too. What's up? Um, Doc says bought more as soon as I woke up. That's the way. Um, Michael says I think today is just a momentum day, and yeah, it seems like volume is fading off too. I agree with that 100%. Right now we're at 19 million volume on the day. But if you look, I mean, a lot of that volume came in on this early candle. We had 5.6 million in the first 5 minutes. Or that's the second five. Yeah, the first 5 minutes right here. And then 2.4 million, then 1.5, and then but that's pretty average though for like not average volume for Clove, but I mean usually you'll see most of the bulk of the volume in the first kind of like 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then it'll just kind of fade off. But I mean really 1.4 million this late in the day at 7:15. We saw 1 million, what, 5 minutes ago. So, I mean, volume's still there. It's still pretty consistent. If we were to look back at, like yesterday, just as an example, and this is kind of what I'm talking about. You see, like early on yesterday, 1.2 million volume in that first 5 minutes, but then we go out to like right where we're at now, and it's all the way down to 300,000. So we were seeing like a big drop off, and we started trading in that 300,000 range. That's where we were at all day yesterday until late in the afternoon when we started spiking. Today, our volume is way up from yesterday as we're still holding 1 million in volume this late in the afternoon or this late in the morning. So hopefully we'll start to see some pop here. It looks like GameStop bottomed out somewhere around 7:15 and it's starting to turn around, and sometimes we track with the meme stocks too. So maybe if we start seeing these memes turn around, GameStop, AMC, um, that could bring some positive pull with us too. It looked like early on we were gonna be leading the pack today, but I just love to see us get right back above 9. Yeah, co-creator says they're hitting us hard right now. I agree. Um, Hoping for a run later. Yeah, I mean it does seem like we usually we uh we start to run like right around the time. Like I said, I always joke like right around the time I get off, we start running. But and I'm not mad at it. Bring it on. I want to start running. The SPY's starting to trade upwards above VWAP, so the market seems like it's in a positive sentiment. DraftKings is starting to pull back up. GameStop's getting near VWAP. Hopefully, we'll start following everybody else here. Ago wants the drop to keep going, so we can get load up with some more. Let's see, wakey bakey. All right, let's see here. Have we beat Max Payne lately? No. Not to my knowledge. I don't think so. I'd say ever since we kind of they lost control back in June 8th, June 9th, they've been able to pretty much pin us to Max Payne consistently. But that's usually how it is. I mean, seriously, most stocks trade around Max Payne until they don't. And that's when you start to see them go wild, right? I mean, because even leading up to that run up on June 8th, we were trading right around Max Payne. And all it takes is just, a little run. Um, let's see. D Worm saying go check Fintel. All right, I'll get on that right now. Damien says 3 green days with the pullback has seen a few times before big runs. Yeah, let's take a look at that too. So if we look at the daily chart, because I was noticing that the other day too. Going back to May 25th, we did see 3 green days in a row, one red, and then that's when we really started ripping upwards. So, you know, kind of the same pattern: 3 green. Now we're coming red today. But you know what? Even though it'd be cool to kind of like follow that same pattern, I'd love to just keep seeing green. But that, I mean, you look at any stock, and I don't care what stock it is. When you start seeing a bunch of green in a row, red, that's natural. Green, pull back, then you'll see more green, then pull back, and nobody knows exactly how the stock's going to react on a day to day basis, but um, we're still up on the week, and I think that's what's important. We want to see this stock trending in the right direction, and it looks like we're going there right now. Ooh, co-creator, I almost banned you right now on accident. All right, go to Fintel link from Discord. Shows Fidelity bought 663 shares. So I have Fintel. I think I pulled it up already this morning, but let me check it out. All right. This is from 14 hours ago. Oh, this is just the warrant thing. So I need to go to institutional ownership, and then I'll bring it over here for you guys to check it out. All right, so here we go. This is and we've been seeing a lot of updates here recently, people buying shares. So this is Fintel data on institutional ownership, and it looks like, yes, today Fidelity bought 100,000 shares and another 563,000 shares. That's being reported today. Also, another 78,000 um, at an average share price of 850. So, I don't. I mean, we can click in here and look, but maybe they might have bought them yesterday, even, and then it's being reported today. If they got in at 850, because I don't believe we've touched 850 today, unless that's a block trade, and we'll pull up the block trades in a second too to check that out. What else do we see in here? Oh, even more buying, 223,000 shares, 12. So yeah, Fidelity loaded up a lot. Um, yeah. See someone Davenport bought some puts. This was all yesterday. The other one that was a couple days ago that I noticed was this Equitech. Um, you know, not really a huge position, but then we saw Cutler Group came in on the 19th and bought a ton of shares. Um, what was it? 64,000 shares, but 1.2 million calls, and then 295,000 puts. I think we talked about that on the stream the other day. I don't know if it was Tar Heel stream or mine. Um, that's a lot of times hedge funds will do that. You'll see them, but you just got to look and see what they're more positive on. So yeah, they bought 295,000 puts, kind of to hedge their bet, hence the word hedge fund. But then 64,000 shares, but 1.2 million calls. So definitely bullish on the stock. Um, Thanks for that update too, Worm. Keeping me on my toes. Co-creator, I didn't know you were in Colorado. I know you were from Ohio, but I thought you were still in Ohio. Um, let's see. Just checking out level 2 real quick. Like we got some more support at 860. Um, no real sell walls, no real huge buy walls. There's 35,000 at 850, but I don't know if we'll get that low. We'll have to see how it goes. RSI is deep in the oversold territory. So usually when we get down there, we see some sort of bounce back. We didn't really get it here. We got a small bounce and then keep running. But if you look at like even yesterday or some of the other days, once we get below 30, that means we're, like grossly oversold in oversold territory. And, that's when people will come in and start jumping on the stock. And if this is all short action that's been driving the price lower, that buying pressure may end up seeing us bounce all the way back above VWAP. Let's see what happens. Scotty says no weed breaks, guys. We need you in here. Uh, let's see. All right, I'm gonna skip over all the dispensary talk right now. Why all this buying in post market and pre market to dump now? I mean, I don't know. I think this is honestly, and I mean, you know this too, target short sellers. I don't think this is people dumping the stock. I think this is just short sellers attacking this thing. I think we're past that point with people. You know, why would you have held Clove for this long to dump it now at 860? You know what I mean? That's my speculation, at least. I think this is just short attacks trying to shake paper hands, and we'll see this thing rally back. Um, I'm way behind in the chat too. Oh, Chef Daddy's a Broncos fan, huh? I was rooting for the Broncos when Peyton Manning was there. He was one of my favorite quarterbacks. So that was just a very short, brief time, though. Yeah. So I'm so innocent with all these potheads in here. You know what? I mean, I think I said this on a show previously, but I never really got into it. And didn't like the way it made me feel. I've always been more of a drinker. But I have dabbled on occasion with some of my friends, maybe my neighbor, some other people. But I don't really enjoy it that much. I don't like the way it makes me feel. I feel like I can't think. Um, but I do because I have trouble sleeping sometimes. I'll take those gummies that have CBD and THC in them. Those things are awesome. Um, Highly recommended. I'll go hit the dispensary and pick those up sometimes. Let's see what Ortex shows. Ortex shows that shares are being returned right now, which doesn't make sense to me. And I don't know if this Ortex data is delayed. I know Ortex gets their information, straight from whatever's being reported to them by the exchanges or by the actual, lender brokers. And if they're delaying intentionally, or if it's just the way it's going, but it just doesn't seem like these Ortex numbers add up. It shows 1.2 million shares being returned, but yet the stock is getting hammered down. But there could be a delay, right? We may end up 2 hours from now all of a sudden seeing that 10 million shares were borrowed, and then that would explain maybe like this type of price action that we're looking at right now. So I'm just starting to figure that, like, you can't really trust what you're seeing on some of these sites because we don't know how up to date it is. And I keep saying it. It's like I really feel like a Bloomberg terminal is the way to go. That's where you're going to get the best information. But that thing costs like $2,000 a month. So um, one day, that's my plan. One day I'd love to get one. Maybe hopefully before Clove hits. But if Clove was to squeeze tomorrow and I made a bunch of money, I'd absolutely go get it and invest in it, just for not only my own knowledge, but just so we can have something current and up to date to look at here and get some real time information. I don't know what the if you're allowed to legally share a Bloomberg terminal live on a stream, but I'll sure as hell try. Uh, That monkey head on your shelf, is that from the luau at Disney? You know what? It's not, but it is from the international marketplace at in Hawaii, which I don't. I mean, it's all different now. If anyone's been to like Oahu back in the day before they redid it, now the international marketplace is basically like a mall, like a high end mall. But it used to be this really cool place, almost like a big like indoor outdoor flea market. And I believe I got that there. I've never been to the the Disney spot up there. I want to go at some point, but I've heard from other people too, like that it's kind of like overpriced for what you're getting out of it. But it's nice. But I don't know. I kind of like being in Waikiki area when I go, but I do want to check it out. Even if like we go to Hawaii or maybe stay there for a day or two to check out the thing, because we're really into Disneyland. Like my wife and I, we go with the kids. We just went recently, but prior to that, we hadn't gone for a couple years. But um, yeah, no, that's not from the Disney luau, but it is from Hawaii. Uh, what do we got here? Yeah, I love Peyton Manning too, and Aaron Rodgers. Those are probably my two favorite quarterbacks. At least I'd say Aaron Rodgers for a long time, mostly because he's from California though too. And grew up out here, not too far away, maybe like 3 hours from where I'm at. He grew up more in like the Chico area, but then he played for Cal, which is only like 20 minutes from me. And, I always grew up a Cal fan. And so, Aaron Rodgers, I think we're roughly around the same age, but I don't know. Yeah, I've always been an Aaron Rodgers fan. Even as a 49er fan, it kind of made me start watching the Packers a little bit and rooting for the Packers, except for when they play the Niners. Co-creator says CBD is a miracle. Yeah, there's these gummies that I'll find out the brand name and stuff and maybe talk about it tomorrow. I got them in my safe in my room, but they're one part THC, one part CBD, one part melatonin, and those things are awesome. If you ever have trouble sleeping or you just want to relax before you go to bed, those things I swear by them. Really changed my life in terms of because I'm the type of person where if I'm like thinking about stuff, my mind's always going. So if there's something I'm thinking about, I'll be laying in bed and I'll just stir all night, and then I take one of those and it helps me get to sleep. Um, Chef Daddy says, "Can you give me the?" No, don't worry about it, man. I'll get it for you right now. Let's see. So let me pull that up real quick. So Chef Daddy wants to get. I'll put it up on the screen too, so you can screenshot it. Let's see. I'll start with UPH. All right, so right now UPH is showing. This is as of this morning. Here, I'll just do this so you can screenshot the whole thing. So there's your UPH. Looks like it's got borrowed change of 97,000. Borrowed with a increased short interest of 5.6. Utilizations at 88. Let me pull up. What's the other one you want? Eyes. I don't know nothing about these stocks. Chef Daddy's into all kinds of stuff. Short interest on eyes right now looks like where we at? Started the day at utilization of 64, 8% on loan, and it's difference in borrowed less 33,000. And then the last one you wanted was staff. Always got to hook Chef Daddy up with some info. Not available in terms of key updates today, but there's the information for um, as of this morning. Oh shit! I don't know what I did with it now. There we go. All right. Okay, so here, let me get back in the chat. Pablo, I'll check that email as soon as I get off the stream. Thank you. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. I just bought the $20 strike expiring November 19th in Clove. Would I have been better off just buying stock? Kind of new. Well, I mean, you look at it both ways. So, like, that $20 strike is going to give you 100, basically the option to buy 100 shares at $20 on or before November 19th. It all depends. So, if we pull up the option chain, let's see. So you were able to get that somewhere around $68. So if you were to take that $68, I'm just assuming you bought one call, that would only get you roughly 8 shares right now. Whereas this $20 strike is going to give you the price action of 100 shares. So just to put it into perspective, between now and November, I would imagine, that Clove is going to hit at least a gamma squeeze and get us up to like $40. Now, if that happens, that one call contract that you bought for the $20 strike at the moment, let's say when we hit like $40, is going to be worth at least 2,000, at least. But then with IV increase and everything else, maybe like 3 or 4,000. If we got there. I mean, that's the gamble you're taking, though, right? But let's say like next week or a month from now or whatever, we do hit some sort of gamma squeeze and we see another big run like upwards of 40. That one call contract will be worth like 20. Worth like 2 grand. But with that call contract for me, when you do hit that high, you want to sell that thing and get rid of it. You don't want to hold that thing into expiration. And then you could always take like that $2,000, $3,000 profit that you have. And when Clove, let's say it goes all the way up to like $40 and then settles back down at around 20, now you could spend that, that $3,000 or $2,000 that you made, and you could buy way more shares, right? You figure 10 shares at $20 would cost $200. So you could almost buy 100 shares at $20 for 2 grand. And so instead of buying 8 shares today, it would give you the opportunity. And obviously, this is just a hypothetical scenario, but that's usually the way that I'll use call contracts. Like I like to buy my shares in bulks of 100. So, I can go in and right now and buy, for $800, buy 100 shares of Clove. But if I only have like, $100 that I want to throw into something because I'm not ready to throw $800 in, then yeah, I'd rather go buy something like you just said, like maybe like, some call contracts. And I like that you went to November because you gave yourself time. So you gave yourself basically 4 months to get it done. And that gives you the opportunity to capitalize on big swings. So just make sure you're kind of like up on it, right? So if Clove goes on a nice run and IV starts increasing, and all of a sudden your call contract's making you a ton of money, um, for me at least, I try not to hold them, right? You always get burned when you hold them. Um, like whenever you have an opportunity to cash out your call contract for some insane amounts of money, do it. And co-creator is absolutely right. Buy stock 80%, then play options with 20%. I think that's a really, really fair assessment. Like that's probably the best way to be in is somewhere in that range, because then, it's like you can always the 20% in options is more of a gamble, right? Because I mean, shit, what do I know? Like Clove could trade sideways and maybe rise up to $19 and never hit $20 by November. That's not what I think, but if that were to happen, your call contract's not going to be worth anything by then. So um but yeah, I think that was a pretty good, pretty decent buy right now too. Especially whenever I buy call contracts, I like to, let me pull this back up. Where we at? November. I like to go for stuff that's like at a point two delta, and that's like usually a safe play. And that looks like it's right where you went. It was like right at this point two delta, and that gives you a lot of bang for your buck. If we end up hitting $20 next week or a week from now, and even just stop right at 20, that thing's going to be worth a lot of money. And even then, like I said, I would take your profits on it. You can always hold your shares longer and hold them for the long run, but with those call contracts, you get an opportunity to take some profit. I say take it. That's the way I always play it, though. Lisa says, watch Peyton play in his UT days. Yeah. So not a Tennessee fan. My neighbor was. So I used to watch some. So I don't know if I said this yet, but I'm always talking shit about my neighbor. He's actually a good friend of mine from years back, since elementary school, and sometimes he listens on here, so I like to give him shit. He just moved next door to me, about, God, I don't know, maybe 5 weeks ago or 6 weeks ago. And so now I refer to him as my neighbor all the time, but he's actually a really, really good close friend of mine. Um, and his birthday's coming up too. So anyways, but yeah, so I'm always giving him shit on here on the stream only because I know he's listening. But yeah, he was a big Tennessee fan, and so we used to have some great epic games in NCAA college football between Tennessee and Ohio State. But yeah, he was always a big Tennessee fan, and that's what got me into Peyton Manning, and that's why I ended up watching a lot of Peyton Manning, and then following him on the Colts, and Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne, and those were some great teams. I noticed Russell 2000 is down hard, having an effect on small caps. Yeah, that could be the case right now too. It's kind of dragging us down. Let's see here. I'm just gonna check the overall. I don't know if I even have it on my watch list. I'll pull it up in a second. Um, Toe says look at degenerate tweets. I'll pull them up right now. He's a tweeting machine, by the way. If anyone's not following Wall Street Bet Degenerate, I mean he's really big on. I'm gonna pull up his Twitter right now, but he's really big on Clove. He's been on Tar Heel Blue. I think he's gonna go on Tar Heel Blue tomorrow too. Um, oh yeah, okay. So that's what we were talking about a little while ago too. Was these patterns kind of repeating? Um, but I mean he's just all over Clove. So if you're on Twitter and you want somebody to follow, Wall Street Bet underscore degenerate, WSB underscore degenerate. Great dude, a lot of great information. He's always on top of stuff. So definitely check him out. Let's see. Okay, and you're saying he's got some information about the warrants too. So as soon as we sign off, I'm gonna go check it out about the warrants. But is there a tweet where he actually talked about the warrants? Okay, let's see. So he's saying exercising warrants before the ER means that they will be removed from the liability side of the balance sheet before the report. Clover's playing 3D chess with these short sellers. Okay. All right. I like it. So, like I said, I mean, I figured the company doing that right now with their expansion and everything was going to be pretty bullish. And I'm going to continue to look into this a little bit too once we sign off. And if I find any other information out, I'll put out a video later on today. But I really trust what Degenerate says. He seems like a really intelligent dude, and he's really deep into he understands a lot of this like health insurance side of things a lot better than me. And I've had the pleasure of talking to him a couple times and kind of connecting with him on Twitter and everything else. And I'm very grateful to learn from that dude and everybody else. I mean, Tar Heels taught me some stuff. Um, I think that's what's important is that we're all kind of learning from each other. Oh, Tar Heels back too. See, I'm behind. Zed says Tar Heel Blue. I'm gonna have to have your carpet fit into the floor of my car when Clove pops. Um, and then Chef Daddy, yeah, you know what I'll do is I'll shoot you a message on the Discord. Like a picture of it. As soon as we get off, I'll go grab it and send it to you. Um, yeah, they're pretty cool. Definitely worth trying. And what I like about them too is they don't get me high, right? So it's got a little bit of THC in it. It relaxes you, but I don't like that high feeling. I really don't. I've never been into it, so um, but when I take those, it relaxes me. It helps me fall asleep. I mean, I swear by these things. I've turned a lot of my friends on them. Um, but yeah, let's see here. Okay, Pablo saying he's not right on the warrants. Okay, so Pablo, so I'm gonna as soon as we hop off, man, I'm gonna check that email and then hey, if you want to email me a way that we can kind of message or I mean I'll even get on the phone with you if you want to break it down for me and explain. Like I said, I'm always down to learn. So I mean shit, and you could even hit me up on Discord, and then we could talk on there if you don't want to exchange actual phone numbers. But I'm down to if you're up to it, you could break it down for me, and then I'll come out and I'll put out a little message and let everyone know my understanding and interpretation of it. Um, D Worm says you got to get on info. A lot of fast info, or get on Discord. A lot of fast info comes in. Yeah, that's what I'm learning too. Like the Discord is absolutely amazing. Like Reddit for what it is. Like people could throw DD on there, and then it's always available for you to go back and reference. But with the Discord, I mean, you could like it's like instant. When something comes out, I'm sure the Discord's going wild right now and people are breaking it down and really getting all over it. Um all right, sorry, I'm just trying to get caught up here. Hey, we got 77 likes in here. I'm appreciating the love, guys. Lisa says she's a huge Tennessee fan. What state are you in, Lisa? You might have already said it too, but I'm interested to know. Um, Badass Dad's Cast says all three of the top memes, GME, AMC, and Clover, all getting pinned just below Max Payne right now. Yeah, I agree with you. We need something to kind of break us out. Yesterday, though, we had that little breakout. I mean, especially when volume starts drying up, if we just get a little bit of buying pressure, and I think kind of what helped push us up yesterday was all those call sweeps. So, people may not realize, but what happens with these, right? So, like, if somebody was to come in right now, and I was breaking this down, somebody messaged me yesterday about that, about like what happens when someone comes in and buys calls. So, are we on? Let me go back to July 23rd. So yesterday we saw a ton of call sweeps coming in, and like right now, the delta at the $9 strike is 0.37. And you could buy that $9 strike for 19 cents. Yeah, it expires tomorrow, but that means for $19, you could put 37 shares in the market, right? So what you'll see with like these big whales and people like that, what they'll do when they do these call sweeps is it's not even necessarily, sometimes they may already have a huge position in shares and they just want to look to leverage their money to move the stock price. So if I came in right now, for every $19 that I spend, the market maker needs to put 37 shares in the market to effectively hedge their position on the contract. So $19 isn't going to move in shares, isn't going to move the stock price as much, and that's where you'll see whales come in. And I'm not saying for people like us to do it with retail, because I can't afford to lose that kind of money just to try to move the stock price. But if someone comes in, and that's why you see like this huge volume right around at the money, they come in there and buy 1,000 contracts. Sure, they're throwing down 19 grand, but think about the number of shares that they're throwing into the market. That's 37,000 shares, and sometimes that movement is enough to push the price up. And I think that's a lot of what we saw yesterday. We looked at I did that video yesterday on all the call volume that came in, and I think a lot of that drives the price up and sometimes explains some of the momentum we saw like later in the day yesterday. And with the price getting this low again, I know we're close to expiration, but I mean, even if you look at here, if someone came in for $79, you could basically throw 89 shares into the market, by through hedging. So it's yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if all of a sudden we kind of see this late day movement again where people come in and start using those options to leverage their money and kind of push the price up. Um, Doc Tampa said, did 5 minutes of work and missed 20 minutes of the chat. Dude, tell me about it. That's what happens to me. I start looking around over here at the screens and pulling up Ortex and this and that. And all of a sudden I come back and I'm like scrolling through to see what's going on. Co-creator said that day trade book is amazing. Yeah, I can't preach enough about that. There's two books that I would say, like, if you want to get into day trading, that one by Andrew Aziz is definitely worth checking out. It's called How to Day Trade for a Living. It breaks down how to look at charts, and you can apply it obviously to daily charts too. So if you're looking at that and it's telling you how to read candles and stuff like on a 5 minute or a 1 minute level or anything like that, you could apply all those same patterns to like one day levels. And I mean, that was like probably the most informative book I've ever read. And for real, check out their YouTube too. They there's a lot of great information on there too. And that's is it Bear Bull Traders? You know what, I could probably pull the book up on Amazon and show you guys. But and it's just because I really really believe in like this dude's stuff. I mean, I learned so much from him. But it was called How to Day Trade for a living. Here, I'll try to pin this up here so you guys can't see my actual Amazon information. But there's the book right here. It's called How to Day Trade for a Living. And it's by Andrew Aziz. And it just, I can't say enough like how much this book, how great this book was. If that's the one you're talking about, co-creator. And then the other one was called The Options Playbook. And of all the books on options, I mean, I've read like these damn Bibles on options that were like 300 pages long, 400 pages long, and why they were great and informative. If you just want to get into options and just learn the basics, this is the book right here, the Options Playbook. I mean, this thing is just amazing. It really breaks it down in a very easy way, and it just gives you the meat of what you need to know. So, like with this Options Playbook, I read like you could read like the first 10 or 15 pages, I think, really break down like kind of like what you need to know about options. And then the rest of it is literally like a playbook. Like every page gives you a new option strategy, and it's a quick reference guide. Like, if you're bullish on a stock, but you think it's not going to go up for a couple months, you should do this. If you're bearish on a stock, but you think it's going to, go down sharply, you should do this. And it like really breaks it down like a playbook. And I mean, those are the two books that I would recommend for anyone who wants to like, learn about options or learn about day trading. I mean, I've read a ton of books, and those by far, if I could have just read those two and been fine. Um, I just saw somebody on Twitter was selling an extra kidney so he could buy more Clove. That's funny. Hey guys, and look, just like it's like clockwork. Usually I sign off at 8, and like I said, as soon as I'm getting ready to sign off, we'll see this thing start pulling up. So I should have signed off here, and that's when we're starting to move. But I am gonna have to sign off here in a second. I'm just gonna try to catch up and see if I missed anything. Okay, so SRT is in Tennessee too. I may go out to Tennessee. I've never been, but a lot of friends of mine always go to Tennessee and say they love it. I know you say you hate Tennessee, but Nashville is actually where me and my wife have been talking about taking a vacation to. So if we ever do, I'm gonna hit you up. Maybe I could be in an SRT video, come make an appearance on your channel. Let's see here. Okay, so Lisa's in Georgia. All right. What's call sweep? So a call sweep is when somebody comes in and buys every contract that's for sale, and usually just, like in a bulk. Like basically, if there's like, 1,500, I don't know if I have it up here right now, but yeah, I don't have it up here right now, but usually it'll show like what the bid and the ask is. And if there's like, let's say 75 contracts available at the $11 strike, and somebody just comes in and buys all of them, that's a call sweep. And so that's usually like, you know, bigger players, not retail, or if it is retail, it's a whale, a retail whale, like someone who's trading with a lot of money, and they'll come in and just, basically sweep up whatever's there. Sometimes those are bullish moves, sometimes they're bearish moves, but in that case, when they're buying the calls, those are usually pretty bullish. Says appreciate you, Coach B. Learning a lot. It's all good. I'm like I said, I learn every day too. I don't know much about the whole warrant thing, and I'm looking forward to signing off right now and checking that email and learning more about it too. I mean, I'm learning every day. So and I think that's what's cool about this, and that's why I'm really learning. I'm really loving what I'm doing here and like doing these streams, and I really hope that I can continue doing this like once school picks up, I know I'm gonna have to like help the wife get the kids ready for school and get everything like that done. But I'm gonna figure out a way to continue to do this stream because I'm learning every day and I'm really, really loving it. And it's like, even though I've been doing this for 10 years and trading for 5 years, I don't know everything, and it's you guys are teaching me stuff too, so this is awesome. I'm really loving the community being built around this channel, and Tar Heels channel and even the Clove community and the subreddit and everything. And someone had mentioned I was on last night listening on the Discord for a while, and they were just talking about like, this Clove community itself is so great that like, once Clove squeezes and it's over, hopefully we can all stick around and just move into other stocks. And I agree with that 100%. Actually, you know what? It was on Twitter. Someone else had said it on there on Twitter. I read it this morning. But either way, absolutely. If you could learn anything from me, I'm glad. And, I appreciate everything I'm learning from you guys. Let's see here. All right. So I'm going to have to sign off now. I'm trying to just scan through real quick and see if there's any other questions. You guys are talking about Nashville. I'll go back and read them in a second after I sign off. But I'll leave with this one. I got to put the OG mod up here. So, Coach, thank you for your dedication to this channel and for everything you do. Have a great day. Go Clove. Yes. And again, everybody sign on to get on two things. If you haven't already, go check out the video I did yesterday because I am going to give away 50 shares. And I really did it because I wanted to try to draw in new traffic. But for you guys that are here with me every day, go participate in it because I bought 50 shares yesterday with the intention of I'm going to give those away when we hit $100. So yeah, it's going to be $5,000 when it happens. But it only cost me $400 yesterday. So that's my contribution to the Clove community and hopefully getting people to join the subreddit, join the Discord, and also maybe drive some more traffic into my channel too. I'm not going to lie, but go check it out, especially you guys that are in here, because I'd rather see one of you guys win it. But basically, you pick the day that you think we're going to hit 100. Obviously, nobody knows. I don't know either, but, I want everybody to at least submit a guess. And if two people guess the same day, we'll split the shares. I'll figure out a way to transfer them to your brokerage accounts, and, it'll be all good and all fun. And I want everybody to participate in it, so go check it out. Thank you for joining me again today. I feel like this has been a really fun day, even though we're down 2%. We're still up on the week, and I think we're starting to trend in the right direction. We're seeing some green. Hopefully this is the bottom, and hopefully we get a nice rebound right now after we sign off. Maybe I'm bad luck, but either way, thank you guys for joining. I appreciate it, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Hopefully go check out Tar Heel later on. And also, I'm going to throw this out there before I leave. There's too much stuff to announce. So Sunday night's going to be another roundtable. This time it's going to be on Tar Heel's channel. So, a Clove roundtable. It'll be on Sunday evening, I believe. I think he's going to do a promo video for it here shortly. And I will also end up doing one and throwing the link to his channel into that actual stream, but it should be a lot of fun. All right, that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining. Have a great day.